Hello everyone, I am Phoenix Tremaine, and this is my review of the Have and Have Nots, Season 3, Episode 24, Sheep's Clothing. Um, Last week, first, please, if you haven't done so already, please take a moment to like, subscribe, and, you can follow me on Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram, all those different places. The links will be in the description box. But I do really appreciate all of my new subscribers and my previous subscribers. And if you can, just take that minute to hit that subscribe button. It takes less than 10 seconds. Just click on it, and then you'll see my videos as they come out. Now, playing the television season is starting like now. Next week is like the beginning of the real television season with Empire and Scandal and all my favorite shows. So I'll be doing a lot more videos, a lot more frequently once the real TV season starts. So, but this is the Have and Have Nots. We've only got one more episode left. And it honestly, I thought it was going to be a bullshit episode because it started off with a whole lot of Hannah crying about her house. And she was just being really proud, and she didn't want Benny to help her. She didn't want to stay at Benny's house. She didn't want to stay with Catherine. She was ready to stay in the burnt up house, because it's hers. So Benny convinces her to come to his house, even though she really doesn't want to. So then Candace wants Jeffrey to move in with her. So that was a short scene. Now, basically, this episode of the Have and Have Nots, last episode was filler. The first half hour of this show was basically filler. The last half hour, setting things up for the season finale, things picked up, but it was pretty boring, at least for the first half hour. Then I really hate that David is such a big pussy, because the actor can be a powerhouse actor. He's done different things. And you can tell glimpses of his performance where he tries to be, the man of the family, where he has a powerful, commanding presence. But I don't know why Tyler insists on writing him as a pussy, that, he just sort of like bows down to Veronica no matter what she does, which is pretty much every Tyler Perry movie where the guys are pussies that, take the beating from the woman until she comes around. Which is kind of what happened in this episode. And so he doesn't want to run for governor because Jim is his friend. And even though Jim can't possibly win, even though I don't think he's going to concede, I think he's going to give, based on the preview for next week, he's going to give one of them speeches, "Oh, I've sinned. I'm not perfect, but I'm not giving up." I think that's going to be one of the twists in the finale. But David refuses to run for governor. So Maggie decides she has to take matters into her own hands. And then the show sort of picks up when Jim has been talking about he's horny for like 2 episodes. Shockingly, he didn't just call an escort like Candace, like he did when he contacted Candace. And so he decides that he needs a cum dump. Do you know what a cum dump is? And as a guy, occasionally we need ourselves a good cum dump. Now, if you're into like the leather scene or something like that, then you understand what a cum dump is. If you're not in the leather scene, you're probably like, what the fuck's a cum dump? A cum dump is someone that you really don't care about. A cum dump is someone that you literally want to fuck or have suck your dick, and you want to cum, you want to nut, you want to come in their mouth, you want to fuck them, you want to cum, and then you want to go. You dump your cum and then you go. There's no feelings, there's no conversation, there's no nothing. It's just you want to cum dump. A person that you can dump your cum into. And there's a lot of people that love being cum dumps. So Celine is one of those people. So when when Jim decides to give her the dick, no condoms or nothing, nowhere to be found. That's why I say she's a cum dump. Cause he doesn't even have a condom on. He just wants to fuck her nut and then leave, which is what he does towards the end of the episode. Um, and then we had another really interesting episode of progression because the show has a tendency to take long breaks between character storyline progression. And it has a tendency to repeat itself continuously with things we've seen before, like last episode. A lot of the conversations, we saw those conversations before. In this one, like I said, Maggie decides to take it in her own hands to make sure that David runs for governor, and the only person who can convince him to do it is Veronica. So she goes to Veronica, barges in her house. Veronica, being Veronica, is just constantly insulting her. Then she finally lets Veronica know, yes, I want your husband. No, he does not want me. Yes, he did kiss me, but he wanted you that night, and he didn't give me the dick. But she's so frank about it, Veronica finally realizes, oh shit, David didn't fuck this bitch. Because he's a pussy, he loves me. You know, and so she throws Maggie out. You know what? She kept telling Maggie to leave till Maggie finally left on her own. And then Veronica starts crying and falls out on the floor, realizing I just burnt my house down and fucked up my marriage for nothing. So, but of course her marriage isn't fucked up because David's patiently waiting for her to come around. Woman, come around, woman. You know, come to your senses and stop being crazy. Don't act like you're in a fucking Tyler Perry movie, bitch. So, so Maggie finally got through to Veronica. Wyatt is offered a deal. I forgot Jennifer. I think her name's Jennifer. The DA offers him a deal saying, look, I'll give you a deal where you won't go to jail, but you can put your parents in jail for what they did to you. So, and then she lets him know that Veronica represented the man that raped him. So Wyatt is putting the pieces together that, you know, she said that there was a guard that was supposed to protect him, but, you know, somehow Veronica's man got in there. So he's putting it all together. I don't think he's smart enough to really put it all together. He's blaming everybody. But, you know, I'm sure, hopefully, it comes out in the next episode that everyone knows what Veronica did. Especially Catherine. Because Catherine really needs to know that her best friend had her son raped. You know. So, Candace goes to see her son, and the social worker tells her that Quincy was there and he was being violent or whatever. And so Candace looks scared and decides, I got to get the fuck out of here. So she's like, Jeffrey, let's go. But then the social worker and whoever was with her was like, oh, she doesn't really care about her son. She didn't even go in there to say hi, and he was asking about her. You know, Quincy choked the fuck out of the social worker, and, you know, she doesn't realize that maybe Candace is scared of this guy and afraid he's going to come back. So, Candace, like, you know, gets the hell out of there. But we already know that Catherine called the judge, so, I mean, I don't even know what the point of the scene was because, you know, Hannah's getting the kid. Point blank, period. And Celine, finally, we have a final scene with her. You know, now that David has seduced her and fucked her. He basically did something that I've done before. And don't judge me. Please don't judge me for this. But sometimes, as a guy, you find yourself in a toxic relationship or a relationship you want to come to an end, and you decide to do what is called a goodbye fuck. Now, a goodbye fuck is when you take the person that you're dating, you're seeing, your fuck buddy, whoever the fuck it is, and then you deliver the dick in a way that is so amazing that you will have put your you just put your foot in it. You know what I'm saying? That's a southern saying. That you either, depending on who you are, you either fuck that pussy or you fuck that ass so good that no man that comes in after you will compare. You'll be legendary. And I've done that before. I've done the goodbye fuck. You know, like, it may have been a situation where, let's say I was cheated on. And I decided that I'm going to hit it one last time before I roll the fuck out. But I'm going to do it in a way that is so great that, you know, whoever it is that I fucked will be thinking about this shit 10 years from now. And I promise you that I'm not lying, because I have stalkers, believe it or not. I mean, I'm not like fucking kidding. People who have been following me for almost 22 years now, whether it's online, hotlines, on, chat rooms, back before there was the internet, we had chat rooms and things like that. People just showing up at my house and doing different things like that. So, going out, just like I hit it so good that 20 years later, you still thinking about that shit. So I had to pat myself on the back for that. But there is a bad side to this. Sometimes I hit it so good, I know I'll never hit it that way again. And, I'd rather never hit it again and leave that impression than to try to hit it good like that twice and then fail. Like, for instance, sometimes, this is just my personal shit, that I have worked really hard to get it. And I've always said I'll never work hard for something twice. I'm talking sexually only. I will never work that hard for it twice. So if you make me wait a long... Now, it's good to wait. I mean, I don't mean I meet you and we fucking on the first day. I'm just saying sometimes, a person will make you wait longer than you need to, almost to the point where you feel like you're begging for it. But if I really, really want it, and I get to that point where I feel like I'm really working way too hard for this, I will actually keep going for it. But when I get it, I will never want it again, because I will never work that hard twice. I just want to make sure I put my name on it, my stamp of approval, and, legendary. That was a good ass fuck. So I'm off topic. Let's get back to the have and have nots. But yes, I'm proud of my dick and my stroke game. So Wyatt's offered a deal. Candace leaves because of Quincy. And Jim delivers Celine that good old goodbye fuck that I know how to do. And Hannah, this dumbass bitch. Oh my God. I was so floored that Hannah thought that Candace burned her house down. Not Quincy, the man who slapped her, tried to steal a kid, and she knows coming for her and her son. No, it's her daughter, Candace, who's the blame. It's like people who blame Obama for everything. That's how Hannah is with fucking Candace. Shit went wrong. Must have been Candace. So that shit just floored me. I'm like, this bitch can't possibly be that stupid. I'm already saying she's way too proud because people are offering her help in her greatest moment of need. And she's like, no, nobody helped me. I'm just going to sit here and smell the smoke. And I was a fireman, so trust me. A burnt out house is horrible. Us firemen, we didn't soak the shit wet. We have ceiling hooks, so we didn't pull your ceiling down. We had to ventilate the building, so we didn't put holes in, not just your ceiling, but we put holes in your roof. We bust your windows out, we kick the doors down, and you know what we do when we leave? We put plastic up. So, have fun with that, okay? And that was it. But she finally got Benny to admit that Candace bought the house. And so she's like, take me to my daughter. So now she'll have a confrontation with Candace in the next episode where, based on the trailer, Candace came out with it that she had $7 million. And they're like, how'd you get $7 million? And you can turn me off now because I'm about to give you a spoiler. If you don't want to hear the spoiler, thank you for watching. Hit that subscribe button. But I'm just going to spoil you with this little teaser of next week. Oscar stole Candace's money. We kind of saw that coming from when he said, just put your passcode in for your bank account. So I read in the spoilers that in the next episode, Candace will find out that Oscar stole all her money. So how is she going to pay for all this shit? So we'll see. And that's it for my review of the Have and Have Not Sheep Clothing Season 3, Episode 24. You just found out way too much about me. But, it is what it is. Thank you for watching.